Bridge Constructor the Walking Dead edition is one of this week's free games on the Epic Store, though this review obviously applies to the game in general. Now, you might have played a Bridge Constructor game before, and there are quite a few of them. Obviously, the theme here being The Walking Dead. The basis of the game is a story mode, though it's not much of a story. Some voiceovers would have gone a long way here, and the text conversation between levels just feel very tacked on, and I found myself skipping through this after the first few missions, and really I could have used the skip button completely. Gameplay wise, the levels themselves offer a variety of objectives. Generally, you have to help the survivor escape while killing zombies, with the additional need to get an item out sometimes or to save multiple survivors. Otherwise, it's about you getting a car and an RV across the map, sometimes having to have them jump, which is quite amusing to watch, especially when they crash into each other. There are two setup stages which you are introduced to in the first few levels. These are Construction and Command. Construction is where you build your bridge, or other such structure depending on what the levels need. There are also a variety of materials you can use to construct bridges or objects, all with different properties and thus providing their own unique building options. However, they all cost different amounts of materials and you have to use as few materials as possible to gain the badges at the end, etc, etc, etc. Obviously, killing all the zombies in a mission will give you additional bonus points, so if you're a completionist, there's probably something there for you. The command mode lets you give your survivors commands such as going up and down ladders, going left and right, activating a console, shooting something or throwing something such as a doll that makes noise, or indeed some grenades. Finally, once you're set up, you hit the execute button and the plan plays out, successfully or not. You can hit the pause or instant restart to see what went wrong if you missed it, and to reset everything you just hit the construction mode button and it goes back to that. To clear the field of all construction, you can click on the top left to see the options, and there is an option there to clear the field and start over. The puzzle aspect is pretty straightforward and they're not too difficult at all. The complexity or repetition, depending on your point of view, comes into building the bridges. They don't really follow physical logic. At times, parts that want to fall simply shouldn't, and parts next to them that probably should fall don't. I found that often it was more trial and error than actually pre-planning a working bridge. Early levels pre-planning worked, but as you got further in the game and they got bigger, it just seemed to respond differently, perhaps because they were indeed getting bigger and you needed to use more materials. I found it a bit frustrating because I love building things in real life and working out things in an engineering mind. That's how my brain works. So to not be able to apply that kind of frustrated me. But that will depend from person to person. But overall, the level designs and the puzzles are quite fun and they're not too difficult, so everyone can get involved. You won't be frustrated by the fact that, you can't do this puzzle. It's not like that. Graphically, the graphics are okay. The textures are a bit meh. Though I guess they're not really going for great graphics. It's got more of a cartoony style. The 3D models are just very basic. Sound-wise, it has a decent background score, and the sound effects are pretty good. There's a nice variety. In summary, the puzzles are generally fun. What I found I disliked was the trial and error aspect. I felt it was like a lot of repetition and frustrating when things just made no sense in terms of physics. The plot or story between the levels I could honestly just have not there at all. It was quite annoying to have to click through it all. It's a good attempt at setting up the levels by explaining what you're going to be doing, but it was just too long. The controls are sometimes a little bit odd. It doesn't always register mouse clicks correctly. Not often, but enough to notice. Now, if you're a fan of puzzle games and you like Bridge Constructor and can get past that trial and error aspect, and if you like Bridge Constructor, that's probably the case, then it's definitely a game I would grab for free and probably one I would get when it's on sale, and it's been on a reasonable discount of 60% I think on Steam over the summer sale. So, that is probably worth it. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and getting this game for story aspects, I would give it a miss and stick with Telltale Games' Walking Dead series. I feel like I've been a bit harsh on the game overall, but I felt very meh throughout my playthrough. And I always want to be honest in these reviews. If I had to score it, then 3 out of 5, maybe 3.5 out of 5. Now, some people love this game, and it has very positive reviews overall on Steam. So, don't take my word for it. if you can grab it for free, try it yourself. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. In fact, if anyone else has played this game already, what are your thoughts on it? Did you enjoy it? Did you find it a bit repetitive? But certainly if you get it and try it, come back and let me know what you think. Please, as always, smash that like button and hit subscribe, and I will see you all soon for another video.